everybody. I'm Janine. Nice to meet you. It's very nice to be here in this country because I am from a very strange part of the world called Staten Island, New York. If you've never been, oh, some survivors are in. Just to paint you a picture of the kind of people who live there, one time on a bus in Staten Island, I overheard a woman say, "I think the reason that we don't know a lot about Hitler is because nobody knew his last name." So you can see why I live here now. My parents, they sound just like that. Like, I called home last week, my mom answered, just mid-argument with my father. She was just like, "Will you stop that now? Oh my God, look what your father is doing." And she turned the laptop around, and my dad just went, "What? I'm measuring the dog." And he was just measuring our Jack Russell Terrier. That was thankfully not a euphemism. And I was like, "What's up, Dad? Why are you measuring the dog?" And he went, "This idiot dog is gonna kill himself." And I said, "Oh, that's not an answer to that question." He said, "Every time I'm in the backyard, I turn around for 2 seconds, this idiot dog jumps in the pool. He knows he can't swim, he just sinks to the bottom like a stone, staring up at me, blinking. So I'm making him a life jacket." I was like, "Jesus, Dad, why do you think the dog is trying to kill himself?" And he just went, "Honestly, I think he knows he's a prisoner here." I'm not sure who's worse, though, my dad or my mom, because my mom doesn't like the word vagina. So my whole life growing up, she called it a Lulu, which was very confusing for me when I met my cousin, Lulu, who coincidentally is a cunt. I love my mom and dad, but we're very different people. They're very conservative, very Catholic. Once when I was 12 years old, my dad wrote a letter to the editor of our local paper. And in it, he said he thought that gay people should have the right to civil union, but that marriage is a term that can only be used to describe the union of a man and a woman. And they published it. And what my dad failed to realize was not everybody who reads our local paper would agree with his beliefs, and our address was real easy to find on the internet. Because for months afterwards, my father was unwittingly subscribed to dozens and dozens of gay porn magazines. And you have never seen a man more uncomfortable than my 6'4" father on the phone like, "My name is Joe Harouni, and I would like to cancel my subscription to Long Schlong magazine." It was actually a genius plan because by the end of a year, we had like 50 or 60 magazines sent to the house, and my father became so obsessed with finding the culprit that he kept all the porn in a box he unironically labeled hard evidence. But even though Staten Island in general is a very Catholic conservative place, not everybody thinks that way. And a few of my friends actually found it pretty easy to come out to their parents. Like, when my best friend Josh was 5 years old, his mom and dad took him to see The Wizard of Oz on Broadway. And in the middle of the play, he just stood up and screamed to the front of the stage, "You leave Dorothy alone, you wicked old witch." And his mom was like, "Oh, he's gay, okay." I told Josh's mom I'd been telling that story on stage. She's always smoking a cigarette, and she just went, "Please, Josh was so gay, we had to come out to him." But like I said, my parents are very Catholic, very conservative. I mean, they're so Catholic, their actual names are Mary and Joseph, so that's the level we're dealing with. And the big argument we keep having is about my boyfriend, Andrew, because we live together, but we're not married. And when my mom found out, she said, "I don't like the idea of you and Andrew having sex outside of marriage." And I just had to explain to her, "Ma, we're in a committed long-term relationship. We're not having sex anymore." Because it's tough when you're in a long-term relationship to keep that spark alive, you know? In the beginning, it's easy. I remember one time at the start, Andrew was like, "Come on, let's go." And I was like, "Oh, I'm actually on my period. You'd probably just think it was gross." And he looked at me and he said, "Janine, I love you. I'd have sex with you if you had blood coming out of your ears." And I just thought, you are no longer my emergency contact. No. Because I don't need my boyfriend turning up to the scene of an accident and they're like, "We're so sorry, sir, there's nothing we could do." And he's like, "I could think of something." To be fair to my dad, his views have changed throughout the years. Josh recently got engaged to his fiancée, Sean, and they asked me to officiate the wedding. And one day the boys were at my house and we were going over wedding plans. And my dad came downstairs and he said, Josh, I just want to say congratulations. I'm very happy you found somebody as wonderful as Sean to spend the rest of your life with. And if you boys come this way, I believe I have some magazines you may be interested in. You guys have been absolutely lovely. I've been Janine Harouni. Thank you.